This is Joe Pryor of the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City. And this is a message for all of you in Oklahoma City that are selling your homes and you're getting offers from investors. Well, there's a lot of investment activity in Oklahoma City right now. We are above the radar. We're considered a great place for low vacancy, for rising rents, for a stable economy. And a lot of times people see an investor type of an offer and they go, oh, I don't even want to deal with that. The investors, all they do is lowball me. Well, that's not really the case. Let's look at a house that would be $150,000, for instance. Typically, that's a first-time home buyer's home. And so what you're going to do is you're going to get somebody without a whole lot of money, and what they're going to do is ask you to pay as much as 6% of the purchase price for closing cost allowance. So now we take 6% off that $150,000. Now, they also don't have money for repairs. And so let's say we put $1,000 for repairs in that contract, and let's say it's $1,800. Well, they don't have the extra $800, so they're going to say, look, if we're going to close on this, we're going to have an extra $1,800. And at the same time, you're going to get a pre-qualification letter, not a pre-approval letter. And usually with a pre-qualification letter, that kind of means, well, we've done some basic checking subject to discovery, which means that 45 days, 50 days into the loan, you may find out at that point that they don't qualify, and their earnest money does go back to them, because they have that contingency in their contract. So when you get an investor who wants to buy your house, number one, if it's one of my investors, they probably already bought about 5 homes at least from me, because I don't deal with anybody less than 5 homes. Very often they're paying cash, or they're putting 20 or 30% down on the house. They have incredible credit. And so they don't need the closing costs, by the way. They just want to make it simple. They want a net price. A lot of times they don't even put repairs in there. They just say, well, subject to inspection. So we take out the 6%. We take out the $1,000 or $2,000. We take out the fear that we have a first-time buyer, that you don't know the mortgage company, they don't know something that may occur later. And so it's a very stable, secure way of going about buying. And I want to ask you a question. Even if maybe after all those fees that a first-time buyer, owner-occupant puts in there, and the investor, which is a really clean offer, maybe it's cash, is maybe $2,000 or $3,000 less, isn't that worth your security? And also, isn't it worth the fact that you know you have a deal that's going to go through, and go through very quickly within the first 5 or 10 days, and that house that's out there that's a good deal, the house that you love and your wife loves, that house is going to still be there because you're going to be able to qualify for it because your house is sold. There's every reason in the world for you not to turn your nose up at an investor. They can be your best friend. They can be your best buyer. This is Joe Pryor of the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values at the speed of technology.